Ukraine crisis. Separatists deny fleeing Sloviansk base. Pro-Russian separatists in eastern Ukraine have denied reports they have fled their stronghold of Sloviansk. Ukraine's interior minister said a large number of rebels had left but admitted other fighters remained. Ukrainian forces launched an offensive against the separatists this week after a 10-day ceasefire broke down. Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko has said he is ready to return to a ceasefire, but there has been no confirmation of any new talks. Convoy Interior Minister Avakov said on Facebook that a large number of insurgents had left Sloviansk but that other fighters were still in the town. Mr. Avakov said some intelligence suggests that the military commander of the self-declared Donetsk Peoples Republic (DPR), Igor Strelkov, was among those leaving, but this has not been confirmed. And a spokesman for the DPR denied the separatists had left the town. Ukrainian military spokesperson Alexei Dmitroshkovskiy also told the BBC the town was still in rebel hands. The Ukrainian news website Censor.net reported that Ukrainian forces had come across a convoy trying to break the siege of Sloviansk, heading towards the town of Kramatorsk. Artillery was fired and the convoy broke up, it said. The Ukrainian Obstrov website quoted hostages who said they had managed to free themselves from detention in Sloviansk's main police station. They also reported that separatists had left towards Kramatorsk. In a separate development, Russian news agency Interfax reported that Ukrainian forces had destroyed the headquarters of the DPR in the town of Artemovsk. Diplomatic moves. There has been intense diplomatic activity this week to try to reinstate the ceasefire, with telephone calls involving Germany, France, the United States, Russia and Ukraine. Mr. Poroshenko said he was ready to return to a ceasefire provided it was observed by both sides, all hostages were freed and borders secured by government forces. Ukrainian officials said on Friday they had proposed indirect talks with rebel leaders but were still waiting for a response. Russian President Vladimir Putin was urged to use his influence to put pressure on the rebels in the Donetsk and Luhansk regions. Mr. Putin in turn said he was deeply concerned about the rise in deaths among the civilian population and sharp increase in refugees entering Russia from southeastern Ukraine. Human cost of conflict: at least 250 civilians killed in eastern Ukraine since April, according to Ukrainian and rebel reports. Nearly 200 soldiers killed and 619 wounded since April, according to Ukrainian Defense Ministry. At least 800 rebels killed since April, according to rebels. At least 110,000 people have left Ukraine for Russia this year to date, most of them from eastern regions. According to the UN, some 54,400 people have been displaced within Ukraine itself. The UN says Mr. Poroshenko called off the unilateral truce on June 30, accusing the rebels of staging deadly attacks on Ukrainian government troops. Violence erupted in eastern Ukraine in April, when the separatists declared independence in the Donetsk and Luhansk regions. That followed Russia's annexation of Ukraine's Crimea. The current Ukraine crisis started last November, when then-President Viktor Yanukovych decided, under pressure from Russia, not to sign an agreement with the EU, leading to street protests in Kiev and his eventual overthrow. President Poroshenko signed the free trade part of the EU deal in Brussels on June 27, after earlier signing the political cooperation clauses.